Let's go to Pashashila. Over there it talks about the spies. And what basically happened was they asked Moshe if they could spy because they weren't sure. They just wanted to make sure that they can go into the land. So Moshe didn't know, so he asked Hashem if this was allowed. Hashem said, do whatever you want, it's up to you. So Moshe said, okay. And Moshe made them into spies, and they went to spy in the land. And while that was happening, before that happened actually, when Yoshua was going to go spy in the land, Moshe Rabbeinu did two things. One, he prayed for him, and not only did he pray for him, he also changed his name from Hoshea to Yehoshua. Why? And it was just to Yehoshua himself, not anyone else. Could have been any of the other spies, like Caleb. He was a good spy. Why only Yehoshua? Why does he get this special privilege? I understand he was Moshe Rabbeinu's student. But why only Yehoshua? So the answer is that there was a prophecy at the time going around saying that Yehoshua would be leader after Moshe Rabbeinu, and he would lead everyone to the whole Bnei Israel into Israel. So Yehoshua, he wasn't really happy about this. So he screams at these Naviim, says, get out of here. He said, kill them. Moshe Rabbeinu answered, no, don't worry. It's okay. It's just for my kavod, just don't worry about it, because I want every Jew to be a prophet. So there's no problem with it, prophesizing what is going to happen. And since Yehoshua would always respect his rabbi, Moshe, he would not. So Moshe decided, let me change his name. Why not? Instead of Moshe, I'm going to change to Yehoshua because he respects me a lot. But what if I told you that Yehoshua did something wrong over here? Now, what could have he done wrong? We have Yehoshua defending Moshe, wants to get rid of this prophet. Well, what could have he done wrong? If he was loyal to Moshe, I don't see anything he done wrong. Okay, maybe because he ordered to kill them. That's partially correct, but it's not completely. Yehoshua just, when he heard these people prophesizing this, he decided, no, this is too much, kill them. But the mistake here was, Yehoshua didn't ask Moshe Rabbeinu before he even go and say such a thing. Yes, he was loyal. And you want to prove your loyalty? So, ask Moshe Rabbeinu, ask the rabbi before you do anything. You think it's right? Maybe, okay. Double check. Maybe you're wrong. That's what you think. Now he's right. This really happened because Yehoshua wanted to defend Moshe Rabbeinu so badly. He was humble before Moshe, so he decided, there's no way. As if Moshe Rabbeinu lives, and it's not nice. I'm gonna be the leader, and Moshe Rabbeinu, even if he's not alive, it's not. I don't want to take position after Moshe Rabbeinu, and he was like, he didn't want this so bad. He decided he just couldn't. He couldn't control himself, and just let it all out. So there's a Gemara, Masechet Sotah, it says that someone who doesn't ask a rabbi before doing something, just does it on his own. He just thinks it's right, so he does it. He goes and commits an Avirah for the sake of doing a mitzvah or a good intention. That's not proper. And you know what the punishment is? You're not gonna have any children. Yehoshua, he didn't have children, but he had daughters. And when it comes to mentioning that Nun has the son of Yehoshua bin Nun, because Yehoshua, the son of Nun, and then it doesn't say about the sons of Yehoshua, because Yehoshua didn't have any. Yes, the Gemara does say that he actually had daughters. That was it. That was because of this tiny little act that he gone wrong. There is something similar to this, as we learn in Avi, right in the beginning of Shemuel Aleph, that there was a guy Elkanah, and he had two wives, Penaniah, who had children, and Hannah didn't have children. So Hannah would be very depressed. Pray to Hashem, because she wanted a baby. She had no kids, no children. So she would pray, she would cry, she would be very upset. And so to cheer her up, Elkanah would offer a double portion of the korban, but she would refuse to eat it. She was too depressed. And you know what the other wife, Penaniah, would do? Make fun of her, saying that, where are your children? There's 10 children over here. I have 10 children. Where are your children? She would always feel so depressed. And what really Penaniah's intention was not to make her feel bad, but when she didn't have any babies, she wanted to make her pray harder. She's gonna make her feel bad in order to make her to pray harder. But was this a good act? Was this allowed? It was a good intention. Yes, it was for the sake that she should pray harder, But still asud, it's not allowed. There's no way, the Torah says, there's no way that you're allowed to make fun of someone. And that was the sin. She had a good intention, but in order to do that intention, she had to go through an avirah, which is not allowed. What she should have done is went to a rabbi, asked, is this the right thing to do? But she didn't. And it ended up costing her. You know where else it also says it? It says it later on in the P'rashat too, another example. In the end of P'rashat Shelach, it talks about a Mehalel Shabbat bringing wood. He would bring wood, carry wood on Shabbat, which is not allowed. And Bnei Israel saw this act. And you know what they decided to do? They told Moshe about it, and they stoned this guy. He broke Shabbat. Threw rocks at him. He died. In Gemara, again, Masekes Totah says, you know this guy, his Mehalel Shabbat, you know what his intention was? Over there, when there were going to be spies, and they're like, no, there's no reason to even serve Hashem. There's no point of it, because our way, we have our power. There's nothing else really wrong with that. We have our power, and that's it. So we don't have to keep the Torah. We're away from Moshe Rabbeinu. We're going to spy on the land. And that's why they would give bad reports to Moshe Rabbeinu, because they wanted to stay in the Midbar for their power. But before getting into what the Gemara says, if Yehoshua was going to be leader either way according to this prophet, so why did Yehoshua also want to go into the Midbar and waste their time, say bad reports? There's no reason. If he was already going to be leader, he would even have a better status than he was now. He would be a leader. So what did Yehoshua go for? To answer the question, that Yehoshua had such a big and loyal, he was so loyal to Moshe that, you know why he went into the Midbar and spy on the land? He wanted to find some time to waste so that it would take longer for him to rule over, become leader, because he wanted Moshe Rabbeinu to keep this leadership, and therefore he also had this intention. It was a good intention, but it was the opposite of their intention. They wanted more power. They wanted to keep their power, while he wanted to stop this power from happening. And therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu, he decides, you know what I'm going to do? Yehoshua is in a situation that he's going to go out to the desert, and he's only doing it for the intention that he doesn't become leader. I have to pray for him that he doesn't become like the spies, because I don't want him to be influenced into the wrong thing. He prayed for Yehoshua that he should you should not think of this intention. Because Moshe didn't want Yeshua to have such a bad intention. It really wasn't the right intention. To go and say a bad report just to keep Moshe's kavod was not allowed. And therefore Moshe Rabbeinu says, I know Yeshua is my student, I have to pray for him. And therefore that's why he prayed for Yeshua. Now back to our Gemara on Masechet Sotah, going back to the end of the Parashah with the Mehalel Shabbat. So, you know what really happened, the Gemara says? When Bnei Israel were Mehalel Shabbat, they were saying, oh, look, there's no point, I don't have to keep Shabbat, I don't have to follow the commandments, we're on our own, we can do what we want. So this Mehalel Shabbat, he was Sadiq, he really didn't break Shabbat before that. But he said, he was basically trying to tell them, oh, you think you're going to break Shabbat? You think you're going to be able to have all your control? I'm going to show you that this is wrong. So therefore he went and he broke Shabbat, and he made himself die because he wanted to show them, look, just because we're away from Moshe Rabbeinu doesn't mean our religion's gone. We keep our religion, and that's that. And this actually did work. The Gemara also says that he got rewarded for this. As Moshe Rabbeinu was supposed to write Parashat Shelach, but he himself wrote it before he died. He was the one who wrote Parashat Shelach. But it says in a different Gemara, Masechet Eruvin, that you know what happened because he broke Shabbat and he got stoned. This is why many wars and many bad things happen to the Jews today. Things like the Holocaust happened because of this. Now this is a contradiction. What's going on over here? One Gemara tells us that was a good thing. Another Gemara tells us it's a bad thing. So, what's going on? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Did he do? Was it a good? It was good because he had a good intention, or is it bad because he didn't have it all? Is it both? To answer the question, we have to go to a case. Let's say some woman, she's drowning. And she's calling for help. And you say, oh, I'm not allowed to touch a woman because it's asur before you get married to touch a woman. So you say, no, I'm not going to jump in. So you don't jump in. What's halacha? Are you Sadiq? Are you a Rasha? What are you? Are you partially Sadiq? Are you partially Rasha? Because you can look at one side that he decided, I'm going to keep the Torah and the halachot. I'm not going to jump in because it's asur. The Torah says you're not supposed to do it. On the other hand, there's someone drowning. Go save her. So the answer is, it's not a Sadiq or a Rasha. It's not a little bit of Sadiq nor a little bit of Rasha. This guy is considered like a Hasid Shoteh. He doesn't know anything. Why? So, let's look at what status is he Hasid Choter? Is he better than Rasha? Is he lower than Rasha? So we would say, obviously he's better than a Rasha. Because a Rasha goes out and he does bad things. Hasid Choter doesn't know what he's doing. At least he's not doing a mitzvah or a avirah, so he's better. But surprisingly, a Hasid Choter comes lower than a Rasha. Why? What's so bad about a Hasid Choter, someone who doesn't know anything? Like the case we just gave, if this guy doesn't want to go and save this lady, then he thinks he's right. He's like, oh, guess what? I did what's right. And therefore, I'm not going to save her. Because I'm going to keep the Torah. And that's what the Torah says. So I'm going to listen to what Hashem's commandment is. And that's it. But unfortunately, this is not the right answer, because you're supposed to jump in and save her. Because, as we know, if it's a Shabbat day and someone's in trouble, not only are you allowed to break Shabbat in order to save someone, but it's mitzvah too, and you have to. So this guy who thinks I'm going to keep the Torah, and he's going against the Torah, and he's getting a big avirah, and he's considered worse than a Rasha. Why? What's so bad about this guy? You know what the difference is? First, let's look at a Rasha. What does a Rasha do when he does bad? He does bad, obviously. But what does he think when he does bad? He knows he's doing something wrong. He's worshipping Avodah Zarah, or he's doing anything that's isur from the Torah. He knows it's wrong. It's not the right thing to do. It's not proper. And if you ask me why he wants to be Rasha, I don't know. Because his own reasons. Or regardless, this guy doesn't think he's right. He knows he's wrong. This guy, he knows obviously he's wrong. And if he's by his friend, if he's next to his friend, and this Rasha, let's say it was a big Rasha, he decides that I'm going to show my friend these things. And your friend will be like, well, what's the point of this? He'll be like, I don't know. Go against the Torah. And he says, there's no point of doing it, so he wouldn't do it. But Hasid Choter is actually different. He thinks he's right. And therefore, when people come over to him and they see that he doesn't save this person because he has to keep the Torah, he's gonna say, why didn't you save her? And he'll be like, because I'm gonna keep the Torah, and the Torah says I'm not allowed to touch a lady, so I'm not going to. And he'll be like, I'm gonna keep the Torah, and then they're gonna think this is a valid reason. They're gonna be like, oh wow, this is correct. And if this case does happen to them, they're going to end up doing that, and their older friends are gonna see that, and it's just gonna spread and spread and spread. That's how a Hasid Choter is way worse than Rasha. If you have tefillin on, you're wearing tefillin, and you have someone drowning, forget about the tefillin. Go save the person. Even if you get it damaged, even if it becomes soggy, you have to do it. The Torah allows you to do that. If you don't, if there's someone drowning because nefesh reasons, then it's allowed. Now we can understand why Yoshua did a sin. He didn't ask, should I do it or not? Just like in the case we said, if you didn't even know, you're supposed to go and ask. Well, yes, he's pretty confident in his answer. And according to himself, he says, I'm right. That's everyone. If someone thinks he's right, that's 100% he's right. Obviously, sometimes they think they're wrong. That's true. That they're not sure if they're right, but when they think they're right, they think they're right. That's it. They say I'm right. That's it. I know I'm right. But he still has to go double check because he never had any proof. There was no proof to whether he's allowed to do it or not. It's like saying, should you break Shabbat to save someone or not? And if you think you shouldn't break Shabbat because kavod Shabbat, then you're a fool. And you're considered hasid shoteh, which is worse than Rasha. It's pretty incredible to think about because no goyim would say, no goyim would tell you this. That's because whatever it says in their Bible or whatever, they say, oh, okay, I'm going to believe in that. And they're like, okay, if my Bible says don't do this, don't do that. We're not going to do it. Although the intention is good, it's still not vera. Sometimes we have like our children or young kids, they run around like they take someone's snack from their bag. They just grab it from his bag, they run, they hide it in his bag, and the other kid, he comes looking for it because he doesn't know where it is. Like, where did it go? And he finds out it's this other kid, and he gets very mad that he found out he ate the chips. He stole the chips. So you know what the kid's gonna do? So let me get revenge on this guy. I'm gonna show him how it feels. So you know what he does? He's gonna go and steal his snack, or he's gonna make him feel bad, or any excuse. That's not the right thing to do. You think it's right to show him how it feels, but still, it's not allowed. It's asur. You have a good intention, but it's not right. You have to speak to a rabbi, someone, and he'll tell you what to do. Either try to say you're sorry, and try to make up with him, and just ask him not to steal it anymore. But if someone's bothering you, or just stealing your snack for no reason because he just wants attention, then the only way to do that is by consequences. But you wouldn't don't do something that's asur from the Torah in order to do mitzvah. Yes, you can have a good intention, but you can't do it through an avirah. You have to do it straight. If it's a mitzvah to get to mitzvah, that's fine. But if it's a good intention or mitzvah to do an avirah, not allowed. You see Yehoshua's mistake and how he should have asked Moshe, what should we do to these people? They're saying bad stuff about you, saying Lashon about you. This is a lesson we learn from Yehoshua. B'ezrat Hashem, will help people with good intentions and not break the laws of the Torah. And by doing this, may we see panasah and good wealth and good life.